Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Lady Sheridan, alerted or concerned by something that she has discovered, has asked the dear sheriff to drop by her house at his earliest convenience. And once he arrives, and we've gone through the same as last time, putting his motorcycle in the garage, I assume. This time she leads him to her other sitting room, which is a bit kind of lighter. Just a second. If Minicam will behave. Behave, damn you, Minicam. Right, there we go. That is kind of the look that she's going for in this one. But sitting on the table is a newspaper. Tabloid newspaper.
Frank, for his part, will simply go ahead and take a seat in one of these sofas. Try to recline just a little bit.
Good evening. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I wasn't entirely sure whether this matter could go unattended to. And she addressed just slightly to the newspaper that is resting on the table. The picture on the front page is that of a dead person that is missing their hair and eyebrows.
Frank will go ahead and say, he'll just go ahead and say, no, not too much of a bother. It seems like things are about to get interesting. I didn't have a lot on my docket, or at least I didn't have much yet. So, yeah, this could be interesting. He goes ahead and actually reaches over to the newspaper, the tabloid newspaper, and looks at the article. Goes ahead and shows it over to Lady Sheridan, and simply points towards the picture of the dead body and say, "This is what you want to talk about?"
Yes. Well, I mean, at first glance it might seem like someone has been a little sloppy, but it's the shaving is unusual. And the location somewhat troublesome. It's just across the Hudson.
Franklin will go ahead and give the article a cursory glance. Go ahead and skim read a little bit for the more salient points.
It's the Weehawken Park is listed as the location where it was found. The body has no markings on it that indicate cause of death, but is missing most of its bodily fluids. Looks a little shrunken. It's hard to tell whether it was a vampire kill or not. But if it was, they did not stop. There's no. The head has been recently shaved. Same with the eyebrows. And it just seems a little bit odd.
Interesting. What was the This looks like this could possibly be a masquerade breach. Who was the journalist on this? Do you know? He goes ahead and looks at the author's name.
I don't know them yet. I will certainly make efforts to find this individual. But I thought it best to let you know sooner rather than later. Not only because it might be a masquerade breach, but because I have no idea why they might have found need to alter the body. to shave it?
Um, well, there are a few different people that we need to go ahead and identify. We need to go ahead and identify whoever the hell this journalist was and see if he's getting his information completely right or just a little bit slanted to go ahead and then sensationalize this particular story. We also
Yes,
need to figure out.
I'll certainly look into that. But I just wanted to let you know in case we might have visitors coming from across the river.
Hmm, well, you say this is an issue, and if this issue is so important to bring it up to me, what do you think, Lady Sheridan, that this could possibly be? Could this possibly be one of our own, being a little bit sloppy? And if so, we need to go ahead and investigate this anyways.
Yes, that does seem the most likely. It's just something about it seems off. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's certainly something that bears looking into, and I shall do my part to try and do so. But my connections and your connections are unlikely to overlap.
This is true. This is true. I will handle the journalist. The victim, he could be important, he could be connected, he could be just some poor schmo. And if that's the case, all we would want to do is get the schedule of the victim's angle. If we have anybody in the police, a little bit shaky when you go ahead and go by the authority route, but it's something to go ahead and at least to know to name of the particular detective on the case. Hell, we could probably manipulate him into not necessarily covering up the masquerade, but at least presenting a good story to the rest of the populace. Get it open and shut as quickly as possible.
Yes, but as I
As
said,
for the manner and the method, he was recently shaved. Is that what is currently circulating around?
well, if you look at the body, he must have been shaved shortly before death because the it does yet to be any stubble. There's a small amount of rash to it.
The rash is the possibly the indication that this was a shaving that took place very, very shortly before death. Okay.
That and the lack of regrowth.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. This park. Where is it exactly? Who could, who currently calls that their own domain?
I don't know. It's over in New Jersey. Like I said, it's just across the Hudson River.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. Jersey, Jersey. Well, that does alleviate some concerns. I was kind of hoping that it wasn't one of our dear good old boys making a mess out of himself, but still. This kind of body being found so publicly like that doesn't do us well. And this could probably be one of us, one kindred, I should say, but probably not a kindred associated with the Camarilla sect in this city.
That was what concerned me. I should hope any of our members would know better than to leave it quite so openly.
In any case, this we have to investigate this, or at least put our toe into it to find out the kindred who was responsible, if only to reprimand them and whoever the hell sect they belong to, whether it be the Setites, the Assamites. Hell, Giovanni would not be good for this city. on some cases, but they would also be great for our city. Just their bankrolls would be enough to keep us afloat. Now, hmm, this shaving, that's the disturbing part. That's the part that brings us a little bit closer to home. We may need to go ahead and figure out some kind of meaning to it. We may need to go ahead and reach out to our occultists within the city to see what kind of benefit a dead man's hair would be.
Yes, there are many possibilities, I suppose. I mean, it could simply be one of my clan with specific tastes, but I don't know. Something troubles me. Unfortunately, by the time we work out what, it will likely be far too late. So it's best to do something now.
Well, what we can do is at least try to prevent other such outbreaks like this. Who can we put on this project? You're already handling the affairs media side, and I do greatly thank you for it. It does your plan very, very well to make sure that we're cleaning this up on that side.
I'll
Lyman?
certainly do my best. It
Mm-hmm.
is early days yet in terms of influence, but fortunately this is quite a small publication.
Small publication with a very, very small writer, but businesses like this keep happening. It could attract the attention of bigger newspapers, and we definitely
Yes.
don't want that.
And they may quite well come to the this particular author for insight. So it might be prudent for me to meet with him before then.
Hmm. Limey is a kindred I would reach out to. And unfortunately, Mr. Beck is one of our premier Specs users, or at least the only one that I know of within the city. I could have him walk around that particular crime scene, but I'd have to sweeten the deal just a tiny bit to make it worth his effort. As far as Ghost, well, she'll stick by my side if I can grab a hold of that young girl.
Yes, she is quite loyal.
Hmm. Anything else about this particular issue that I need to be aware of at the moment?
Not that I know of. I will, of course, let you know what I discover, as and when I discover anything. Um, oh, one other item that may or may not be of interest to you. Regarding our conversation, I did resolve the matter of my clan and its hierarchy.
Oh, well, uh, when I next approach the council, will I be seeing your face or Lady Airbeth's face?
Well, you will not be seeing Lady Arabeth's. She'll smile.
Congratulations on your ascension.
Thank you. And she'll give a small nod.
Right. Let's see.
Austin, is it you that has frozen? Or is it my connection doing weird stuff? Okay, I cannot hear Austin. So, um, sorry for the inconvenience. But I think we might need to end the scene there. Fortune. Oh, are you back?
Apologies. I seem to be back. What was the last thing I said?
It was just after you congratulated me on my primogenship, and then you started to say something, but I didn't quite hear what it was. You just went, well, and then suddenly cut off.
Okay, to sort of finish that thought. Well, is there any other bits and pieces of information that we need to discuss for tonight? Do you actually have a an open file or document on this particular case, or do we need to start one?
We need to start one. As far as I know, I'm the only person to have caught wind of this. There might be others, but as I said, I thought it best to inform you as the sheriff as to a potential issue just outside our borders.
All right, all right. I'll go ahead and start that little file for myself and hold it within my records. Lady Sheridan, I do again thank you very, very much for bringing this to my attention. It does your clan a great amount of respect.
Thank you.
And your own person as well.
Thank you. I must admit it was mostly sheer coincidence, but never let it be said that I will pass up opportunity when it arises.
True enough, true enough. Is there any within your own clan to recognize your particular donations of effort and time to the Camarilla sect?
Not at the moment.
Shame. If it were up to me, and I kept seeing this kind of proactivity, well, I would see you raised and stationed, but unfortunately that is not my consideration to make.
Thank you for your support. We shall have to see how that particular matter plays out.
Indeed, indeed. Well, there's... Actually, if you do have the time and the inclination, there happens to be a singer down Broadway side that used to frequent our circles. A rather pleasant lady, actually. Unfortunately, she has left the city, but I know of a particular opera house that, due to her diligent efforts, remains. She's actually one of the good Toreador.
I see. And is this opera house now suffering without her patronage?
Is indeed suffering. Not as much as it would be without her patronages. I would assume that it had about 6 months before it would actually start to seriously consider closing its doors, but little donation here and there wouldn't help. Wouldn't hurt.
Thank you for that little tip. I shall certainly have to see what I can manage. We must support the arts.
Yes. A little ticket here and there will do wonders. In fact, if you wouldn't mind so much, I certainly have a discount when it comes to bulk purchases, or at least purchases in couples and twos.
Excellent. I don't suppose you know anything from the upcoming season that you have particular interest towards?
Faustian, actually.
An excellent recommendation. I think I might be looking into getting a box at one of those showings, if you'd be interested in attending.
I would be very interested in attending and seeing such a performance with yourself. Those boxes kind of get lonely and sort of empty if it's only yourself up there. I find
Indeed.
company is delightful.
And the more delightful the company, the more delightful you find it.
I wish I had more in time to quit with you, my dear Sheridan, but for tonight I'm taken elsewhere.
Of course, and with such matters on your plate, I quite understand your need to disappear. I look forward to seeing you again sometime.
You as well. And Frank Green will just go ahead and stand up and offer his hand.
Lady Sheridan will take it. And assuming he was offering it in more of a shaking sort of, was he? How was he holding it?
Oh, he was simply holding it up.
Oh, okay. Then she will wave as well in return.
No,
Let's
no,
just say
I
she'll
meant
return the gesture.
to shake.
Oh, holding it up to shake. Yes. Okay. Well, that's what I asked you. Whether it was holding it up to shake or to
Sorry to
take her
mislead you.
hand. You've got to bear in mind she's a Ventru. These questions do arise. Some, you might in most circles assume that guys go for shaking hands. Does not make that assumption.
I need to buy up my etiquette, apparently. But yeah. He goes ahead
Yep.
and
Yep.
extends his hand to
She
shake.
will shake his hand if he is holding it out to shake. That is fine. She doesn't tend to take it as seriously as most Ventru.
Fair enough. And with that, Frank Green will just go ahead and make his way to leave.
Okay. And Lady Sheridan will walk him out, see to it that he gets his bike out the garage okay, and off he will trundle, I'm assuming.
Yep.
So there we can end the scene.